Hello everyone, it is I, MechLord. If I look upset, it is because I am. This is my third time recording this video because OBS messed up all of my settings because it updated without asking me, and now I have to set up all of the audio tracks once again to work into two separate tracks, and I did that and it didn't work, so it's now one track and it's really upsetting and I hate OBS, and this is the worst. This is the actual worst. So for the third time now, I'm going to comment on the new stuff that we're getting, including but not limited to the new mini-box and the new skill, which I did a first blind react to and a second react to. So, overall thoughts on the mini-box, let's start with that. I think it's above average. I think that all of the archetypes in this mini-box salmon grade are probably the closest we're gonna get to tier the deck. I'm also kind of cautious about Gemini because the Gemini skill is just incredible, but then again you have to play Gemini, and rather pessimistic about the other archetypes in there. Like Battling Boxer certainly got in a lot of tools, but at the end of the day you're still playing Battling Boxer, a deck that has a rather underwhelming turn 1. The Morphtronic stuff certainly looks interesting, but it's a combo heavy synchrocentric deck, which means it's going to struggle going second, and that is an issue that the skill doesn't really fix or help with. The new Crystron support, I'm pretty sure Duel Links free-to-play is rejoicing at the moment about it, but I don't think it's good enough to make Crystrons like a tier-worthy deck, even though these cards are pretty decent on their own. And the new train stuff, which is basically just urgent schedule, is difficult to evaluate because the deck is also getting a new skill. The game plan isn't fundamentally changing, but there was nothing wrong with it because the deck just OTKs and stuff. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I'm gonna have to ask Infinite Track Yu-Gi-Oh! about this very specifically. So, third time's the charm. Let's review every single card in this new mini box. Pyro Phoenix, Salmon Great Boss Monster, which the skill allows you to summon and reincarnation summon super easily, so you get a field wipe. Pretty good, you know, pretty good. You're basically just using this as a field wipe. You don't really care about the link revival effect, and you certainly don't care about the I guess you do care, you know, about the burn effect because it does come up against certain decks, right? But it's a once per turn effect, so be careful about that. General Kaiser's pretty good cards. But how easily are you making in Battling Boxer? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask the Battling Boxer guru. You're gonna gate a summon, and that's it. That's pretty much it. That's all that it does, actually. This is what I say. This is what I mean rather when I say the deck has a rather weak turn 1. You're gonna rely on all the rank 4s in order to do some decent stuff. And unlike Star Seraphs, it's not like you can dig deeper into your deck for back row with a Little Fairy Girl, or I guess you can still use Needle Ceiling, but we're gonna talk about that when we talk about the skill, actually. Urgent Schedules are good cards. Is it good enough to make Earth Machines competitive? I don't know. We will see. Maybe this justifies a version of Earth Machines that doesn't play nearly as much of the Infinite Track stuff, or doesn't rely on it all that much. So, cautiously optimistic about this one. Gadget Gamer, I just skip Spinny, it's fine. Gadget Gamer gets you an Eve Morphtronics, and then specials it's a good card, but you have to play Morphtronics. Spinny is a great card in Salamangreat. Spinny is just a fantastic card in Salamangreat, especially considering we're also getting Metastalia, so this is basically reusable rank 3 material, because though it says it will banish itself if it is special summoned from the grave onto your field, if you attach it as an Xyz material, it doesn't banish itself, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a silly game. Really good cards. Really good discard fodder, really good extender, really good cards. Battling Boxer Uppercutter, really good card for Battling Boxer. Does something when it's summoned and when it's foolish, so it's just a great card. Probably a 3 of Battling Boxer Promoter. That's Rescue Rabbit that specials itself if your opponent controls a monster. Also a great card, you know, just man, this thing summons Uppercutter and then summons something else, and What else does it summon? I don't know, but it's probably gonna be a good card, because, I mean, it can't be that good because you're playing battling boxes, but still. Crystron Quandax and Crystron Phoenix, you know, good cards for Crystrons. This is a step on the Synchro Climbing ladder, and this is the final boss monster of this archetype that gets rid of Backthrow. Is that good enough for Crystrons to compete with all the stuff that they have to compete with? I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think so. Although, considering their water, it would be very funny to see Crystrons emerge as a anti-hero kind of strategy. I guess we'll see. Mirror Stalio, amazing rank 3 monster. Generic rank 3, so if you're feeling feisty, you can do it with Speed Ray Terratop into Taket Zomborg, like some players briefly tried in a TCG. There's no need to do that in Duel Links, though. And not only is it MX Saber Invoker for Salamangreat, as in it summons any Salamangreat monster from your deck, which is great, but it is also, if it is used as link material, a way to bounce a problematic boss monster that you couldn't beat otherwise, because Salamangreat monsters do cap out at rather low attack values. Good cards. Just another solid card. Morphtronic Converter. It's okay, you know, it's fine. It's an extender that is a base card intensive, but it's fine, you know, it's okay. I mean, turns Cell Phone into a guaranteed hit, but alright. Gemini Ablation. Pretty good cards for Gemini, but then again you have to play Gemini, so you know, it's a pop that doesn't target. I don't know, I'm kind of torn on Gemini as a whole, because the cards and the skills seem great, but you have to play Gemini, so who knows. Ita the Fire Charmer is already available in the game. I don't have it because it's a selection box exclusive, but it's a decent card. If the meta becomes Refire centric, this is a thing that you can put in to rank up into Unicorn more easily. I guess every deck plays Phoenix, so this is decent for any deck that has the extra deck space to afford it, which is not that many deck, unfortunately. Construction Train Signal Red. I'm not sure why they're releasing this card at all. It's not good in trains, and they're preemptively limited to because it's a very annoying battle trap to deal with. Which is like, why release these kinds of cards that are not good except in stall decks if you don't want it to be played in stall, you know? What's the point? I hate this card. Foxer is one of the many Salamangreat cards that maybe saw some experimentation but didn't see actual play. Here's the issue with Salamangreat, right? And it's the same as with Blackwing, for instance. You have all these core cards that are great. Gazelle and Foxy and Spinny and Stalio and Baylings and Sunlight Wolf and Circle and Rage and Roar. These are basically the only good Salamangreat cards, right? And then you have a bunch of other cards that were released, like the Flame Buffalo and the Foxes and the Moles and the Para and stuff, which are not necessarily bad cards, but they're not as good as the good Salamangreat cards. So when it comes to should I play the good cards or the above average cards, you're always picking the good cards. So these cards unfortunately aren't going to do much for Salamangreat. It's the same with Blackwing, because with Blackwing there's like Black Whirlwind, Bora, Gale, Shura, and probably a bit. There's more Blackwing cards now that are really good support, but for the longest time it was just like pretty much this handful of Blackwing cards I would play, and then they kept releasing stuff like Gladius and Moncho and Bako Daku, and I'm just making names up, but there's like so many Blackwing cards that exist and do something worse than other Blackwing cards, to the point where you're wondering, why does this even have to? It doesn't do anything. Why play Waraptor Wingstrike, for instance, when Black Whirlwind exists, you know? There's this sort of stuff. Anyway, Neo Flameville Lady is bad card. Link Apple is a funny, cute, but mostly bad card. Evocator Evec. It's so difficult to judge the Gemini deck. I have no idea if this does something good or bad or both or neither. Or like, cool, it revives a Fire Warrior monster. This is part of this card that was released in the Gear Free Structure deck that never came. in the TCG because it sold incredibly poorly, and instead all of the cards were released in like a supplementary set and saw play in Inferno Balls very specifically, or rather Gearprint saw play in Inferno Balls very specifically and all the rest. I don't know, maybe it's placed it in Duel Links. We'll see. Archetype Flame Body is bad pack filler that they released in Power of the Elements, which is the set with like the sprites and the tier elements and stuff. And why does this exist? I have no idea. Movtronics Cannon is decently fun cards. It's kind of cute, not gonna lie. What does this really do? I don't know if it's that good in Movtronics. Maybe worth playing. It's a bit cost heavy. We'll see. Battling Boxer, Chief Second, really good card. Gives you an extra normal and can be used as a hand trap. You know? What more can you ask for? This card is also preemptively hit to limit 2. Stormine is a card I've already seen before. I forgot what it does. It's not great. Movtronic Earfern, kinda cute, kinda neat. I don't think it's all that great. It's basically just, you know, another step on the Synchro ladder, but this time for Movtronics. I don't know if it's actually all that good. Solitary Sword of Poison is bad. Salmon Great Recurrence is one of these cards that are above average, but not good enough to see play. Same with Rising Fire. Rising Fire is a bit worse, actually. Supermagic Sword of Raptinus is apparently so good that they're pre-hitting it to limited 1, which I'm not sure why, because at the end of the day you still have to play Gemini monsters. You know? I don't know. We'll see. It's a cute little card, I guess. I don't think it's that game-breaking. Life Extreme is something you can equip to Power 2 Braver Dragon, and eventually it will become a Livestream Dragon. And that's pretty much it. Ring Announcer. Cool, it's a special summon from hand that pops back row, but do you really need it in Battling Boxer? A deck that already does a lot of, like, special summoning already. I'm not sure if this card actually sees plays in Battling Boxer lists. I would have to ask the Battling Boxer guru about this. And then the bunch of reprints that are bad. Flame Veil Counter, there's like 3 Battling Boxers that have like 200 defense. There's Uppercutter that we've seen earlier. There's what's the is there another one actually? It's not very encouraging that most of them are bad. Yeah, there's basically just Uppercutter, isn't it? Oh, wow, that's depressing. I was still missing some of the good Battling Boxer cards, like King Dempsey and stuff. Oops. Anyway, onto the commons. Stapleon is bad. Power, very funnily enough, was played in the TCG. It was side decked in a Salamangreat deck list because you could easily summon it in Salad, right? Mirrored Stalio can summon this. And then you would just tribute it, gain 2,000 life points, and the tier would be, okay, that's time in the round, and you would be like, I won this match, because on game 3, I had 10,000 life points to my opponent's 8,000. In Duel Links, it's not playable there. Girl Deluxe, I remember, from the Edco pre-release, Eternity Code being the set with the Access Code Toka, and I had a couple of games where, because they were like, Gooky Guts and a Perform H card that couldn't be destroyed by battle. So you just said there's, and I would summon Goldilocks and destroyed my opponent's stuff, and then lose because they had summoned a 0 attack monster, and that didn't really do anything if it wasn't in the main monster zone. Red Potan, I guess it exists. This is pack filler. This is pack filler. This is one of the many Salamangreat cards that isn't good enough. This is preemptively hit to limited 2, which makes sense because it's searchable now. But I'm not sure if it's actually all that great. I don't know. Because it does require you to control a Movtronic monster, which probably is not what you're going to do with Movtronics anyway. Salamangreat Gifts, also one of these cards not good enough for Salamangreat, and the rest of these is just reprints. So, a lot of these cards are being preemptively hit. I'm not sure why Pyro is being hit. I guess Pyro is being hit for the same reason as Signal Red and Chief Second, is because it is a thing that you can summon from hand that is generic and prevents you from dying, which is there purely to conflict with Kytroid, but it's not actually a good enough card that you're going to miss it in Salamangreat. Maybe you're going to miss the third Chief Second in Battling Boxers. Who knows? And then Raptinus, as I said, is limited 1. Bind limited 2. Power tool Braver Dragon is limited 1. It is a generic Synchro 9 that Infernobles can make. I don't think it's good enough that you're gonna replace Graal. That does win you the game against Star Seraphs and sometimes Hero and stuff. Over this, you know? Like, this isn't. I don't think this is good enough to see play, and I don't think Morphtronics in general is good enough to see play. So maybe when this read is freed, maybe when this thing is freed from limited 1, it'll see some amount of play. But until then, not really. And then look, some new skills. Phoenix Rising, the Gemini skill, I think is actually interesting. I might make Gemini playable. You know, get Ablation from your deck or hand to your face-up field. If you get it from your hand to your field, you get to search a Fire Warrior or a Gemini monster, which is great. Maybe this is the reason why you're gonna need 3 Ablation, but like the second and third copies are pee-pee-poo-poo bad, right? Gearblade in your graveyard is something that you can banish for the Immortal Phoenix Gearfree, and it's gonna get added back to your hand. You can equip it to the Immortal Phoenix Gearfree. It's just great. It's just a good card, right? Especially if you don't have to put it in your deck. The same with Double Summon. You should never put Double Summon in your deck, but because you're getting it for free, it's an amazing card. Gemini Spark, already a good card. Gemini was a deck that actually was tiered in Duel Links in late 2018. It is a deck that sort of saw play in the TCG. You've heard of Hero Beat, turned out that Elemental Hero. Neos Alias is both an Elemental Hero monster and a Gemini monster. So that enabled a really fun deck. That Gemini Spark was really good disruption in it, you know. Oh, can we make Hero Beat happen? No, we can't, not with the scale, because it locks us out of non-level 4 Fire Warrior monsters, of level 4 non-Fire Warrior monsters, rather. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, it says the first and second effects can be used once per duel. So it says second and third. Great job doing the Q&A, Konami. Morphtronic Duplication. You know, it gives you extenders and gives you some more stuff, but it's basically just playmakers and extenders and playmakers and extenders and playmakers and extenders and playmakers, and that's the deck. And sure, you can probably make some decent boards going first, but can you do the same going second? How do you play against Disruption going second, you know? I don't know. I don't think Morphtronics are that great. The Battling Boxer skill is actually pretty cracked. You get to play Battling Boxer from your deck with an actual cost, not just Star Seraphs where you have to have the card. You know, you have there's a cost associated, which is better than like what they did for Star Seraphs. But this Battling Boxer can just be Promoter. You can just get Promoter from your deck onto your field for free, which is why Promoter might not be a 3 of. It's just maybe it will be still because it's such a good card, but. And then if you're a Body Controls card, you get to play 2 Battling Boxers, which is great. I don't know, this it just strikes me as a really good scale. It doesn't beat Book of Eclipse, but then again, what does? I don't know, I'm really fan of this scale, but then at the end of the day, you have to play Battling Boxers. You can make generic extra deck monsters, you know, but I don't know if that's going to be good enough, because it's basically a glorified rank 4 deck, which, unlike Star Seraphs, doesn't have a way to cycle for more back row, because you know in Star Seraphs you made Fairy Cheer Girl, you drew a card, and then you set 3, right? You can't really do that in Battling Boxers because you don't have anything that draws you a card. Maybe you can get Flame Veil Counter, but Flame Veil Counter is not even an Omni. That's not even an Omni. You know, it's just a back row negate, which it's not even that good. You can't even super poly it. I don't know. And then the third effect is, you know, not what you'd be focusing on, because Star Sisters and Evil Sisters aren't actually great cards. They're decent, and you can use them to close out games, but they're so resource intensive that I don't know if this is actually worth it. It's like, what's your game plan? You summon this going first, but also you have Uppercutter in the graveyard, so you can search the Flame Veil Counter trap, and that's it. That's one disruption that you've used 3 monsters for. That's not actually great. This is why I'm kind of miffed on Battling Boxers, actually. Red Away Rampage. This one might be good. This one might actually be good. I have to ask Infinite Strike Yu-Gi-Oh! Because he knows the combos and stuff, and I don't. But you can make Rent Tank stuff super easily. Urgent Schedule is just a really good card. You get to search Barrage Blast, which is also pretty good. I don't know! We'll see. We will see if this is enough to bring trains into the forefront of this meta game. And then, you know, Avaricious Connection is just the Avaricious skill for Cybers, which no Cybers deck is going to use as a skill, because they've got so much better skills to use. And I guess it's including a Cybers one, so maybe you could play it in Life Twins? Maybe this is worth playing in Life Twins very specifically, because the low level monsters are Cybers. And Elemental Mystical Space Typhoon, that's maybe there's a deck that could play this, but I don't think it's really good. And that's pretty much it for the new stuff, except that we're getting an alt style as part of event rewards, which I'm not sure what this means. If this doesn't work the same, I'm reading the skill now, I just noticed it says you get to add stuff from outside of your deck, which means that we're probably not going to unlock Salamangreat of Fire, which means that this might not be working the same as a character unlock with like gems and level up rewards and stuff, so I might be pissed if that's the case. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we will see how this works. Knowing Konami, this is probably going to be the worst, gonna work the worst way possible, you know? And then again, you know, Transcendence is probably needed for the new Salamangreat thing. And Maul was never a bad card, but it's one of these above average cards. I actually played Maul, because it was a really good way to recycle resources, but it's not the greatest card out there. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video that I am recording for the third time. If this video comes out and you're hearing this, it means that OBS finally stopped being a thorn in my side, but otherwise I'm not doing this a fourth time, because it's truth is. If you like this video and like to support me, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment which of the archetypes that are coming in this new mini box you're most looking forward to. Like I said, probably not gonna invest in this mini box myself, because 1, I don't have that many gems, 2, I don't have that kind of money with Mako's vet bills, and 3, even if I did, I'm not sure I want to encourage Konami, considering how the game has been panning out for pretty much the entirety of this month so far, with like the 3rd main box in a row and hero format enabled by a completely bonkers skill and stuff. But maybe you feel differently, so feel free to let me know in the comments. And also, if you want to support me further, check out my Ko-fi in the video description, where you can make a one-time donation or a monthly pledge for as low as $2, which is the price of like the guaranteed UR stuff offer. So instead of that, which is probably just going to give you the worst UR that you don't want, you can support me if you choose to. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my Ko-fi donators in the form of Dingus, Zinnia, Jimmy, Yannick, Ardeshboy0, Seal, Marklu, Fortuner16, Orc Price, the Abyss Actor Guru, and Exorcist. Thank you all for the support. I know that most of you have decided to support me to help me cover Mako's vet bill, so I'm gonna go get him right now. Here he is. Mako's doing fine. He doesn't want to be held though. Mako. There you go. He really doesn't want to be held. He hates it. But he's doing fine. He took a massive shit this morning. It was insane. There's such a huge shit in the litter box. I'm not going to show you because I don't think anyone wants to see this or smell it. But that means his digestive tract is back on track. Digestive tract is back on track. That was a mouthful. Which is good. He's eating normally, he's drinking normally, he's having fun. His biggest issue is that his sister forgot completely about him and treats him as a stranger. So she just growls and hisses at him. And he doesn't understand why. Other than that, he's been doing pretty good. And I'm gonna let you go now. You've been a good cat. Thank you all for watching once again. Take care, everyone. I will see you all next time.